A deposit for your future. The WBBM Noon Business Hour continues.
Even more options are becoming available for people who want to go beyond television for content. We get the latest from Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of the Chicago-based media consultancy firm Vertere Group. Tim, welcome back to the Noon Business Hour.
Afternoon, Chris. How are you?
We're well, thank you. The latest information we have on this front is that Hulu is going to start a commercial-free version of its streaming service for a monthly fee. So that puts Hulu in the game with Netflix and Amazon.
Hulu's definitely in that mix and has been uniquely positioned in streaming video for some time, in that it is jointly owned by most of the major broadcast networks and studios, with the exception of CBS. And until now has been offering a kind of a light version of what Netflix offers with a $7.99 a month plan with limited commercials. And now is basically saying, hey, we'll get rid of the commercials for $11.99 a month, which is interesting because Hulu is the best and first place to get most of the best broadcast television programs first because of the joint ownership of the studios that produce them.
But by charging a few dollars more a month, is that going to catch on with the mass audience who's buying into streaming services when they can get pretty much the same content by and large for a little less with Amazon or Netflix?
Well, it's the latest news item, I guess, in this sort of theme of unbundling that we've been talking about for months. Now you've got a more direct comparable, $11.99 a month for Hulu versus either $7.99 or $8.99 a month for Netflix, depending on your subscription. It's an apples-to-apples comparison. And I think now one has to look as a consumer, as well as Amazon Prime, by the way, which is an embedded $79 a month, inclusive of delivery services. Now you've got some direct comparables, if you're a consumer, as to either which or all of them do I subscribe to for the most amount of a bouquet of content that I'm looking for.
We also hear this week that CBS, our parent company, is going to be streaming some NFL games for free this season and no subscription required.
So that almost seems counterintuitive to some of the things we've talked about before. As we've mentioned, CBS has a streaming service of its own called CBS All Access that is available across the country, including in the Chicago market, for, I believe it's $5.99 a month for access to most of CBS's programming, including a whole library of content that CBS and its studios own, with the exception of certain sports offerings such as the NFL. Counterintuitive in that now you're talking about separately offering a couple of NFL broadcasts, I think two, directly for free without logging in, without authentication to anybody who has got a computer that wants to stream the game. So I think what you're seeing really there is two things. One, the beginnings of unbundling for even sports programming, which has always been sort of the pent-up large cost component of TV offerings. And then second, literally some gamesmanship amongst various players who are trying to experiment with direct-to-consumer offerings and a la carte.
Interesting that CBS is only going to offer it on tablets but not on phones. I guess they're looking for the bigger screen.
Yeah, I think the technology is dependent upon the player and the technology that they're offering and using. But make no mistake, Yahoo, right, is also going to be offering an NFL game later this year as well. So what you see is really some jockeying of how to maybe potentially further monetize sports rights beyond just the simple traditional television path that CBS has signed on for.
Another of the big developments here, Amazon now is going to allow its Prime customers to download most of its content. That seems to put it way ahead of Netflix, which doesn't have those kind of deals with its suppliers, and allows people to watch things when they travel. Yeah, part of the gamesmanship, the ability to actually watch a program when you're actually not connected to the internet, where you stored it forward and you've authenticated in, and you basically can watch it, say, on an airplane or a train when you don't have a Wi-Fi connection. So it's all happening very, very fast, but it's all good news for the consumer, at least in the short term, no doubt.
All right. Lots of choices. Thanks very much, Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of Chicago-based media consultancy firm Vertere Group. Just ahead, we'll have the latest numbers from Wall Street.